Hi, I'm Tom Howe. I'm one of the co-founders here over at Jefferson. We're a specialist recruitment consultancy that operates within the marketing, media and creative arena. As I'm sure we're all aware, the recruitment industry as a whole has been evolving for a number of years, especially with the likes and introductions of social media and flexible working hours. To this end, we also needed to find a database solution that gave us the flexibility to improve the way that we integrated our social media channels, but also how we accessed our database. So after completing an extensive research process, we ended up opting for HRS Connect. For us, HRS Connect answered everything. The flexibility probably being one of the key elements, which I think they should probably shout about if they're not doing it already. And what I mean by that is, before we were tied to one desktop and inputting the information whenever we were at our desks. Now with HRS Connect, we can now access our database not only from our desk, but from a laptop, our iPads or our iPhones. Which means in this day and age where we are now expected to be out-facing, client-facing, candidate-facing or attending networking events, we now had access there and then to the information that we required, and we could share and communicate while travelling at the same time, rather than having to wait to come back into the office to then get into into our machines. This also meant that the rest of the team had the relevant updated information straight away. There was no lag in time. If I was at a meeting, for instance, and I wanted to put candidate interview notes onto my iPhone or iPad, I could do so, and one of my other colleagues who may be at another meeting or even in the office could actually still access that information and my notes there and then. To us, that has been priceless. The other key factor for HRS Connect for us was the inclusion of social media, whereby now we could include within candidate profiles, Twitter feeds, Facebook, Google+, we could start building up a more fuller profile of the individual, as well as obviously the companies as well. Obviously companies are now pushing more social media channels for doing their own PR. It just meant that we could actually gather more relevant and up-to-date information there and then at a click of a button. The other key point, which is pretty much may become secondary, but to us compared to the flexibility, it will be the LinkedIn search function. For us, what can I say? I mean, the ability, without having to go through a paid subscription, which LinkedIn try and channel you to go through, we can now access the LinkedIn database via our database and actually import information in from LinkedIn. For us, that saved one hell of a lot of time and was ingenious, for want for a better word. The other part, obviously competitive in price. We looked at, as I say, a number of other platforms, but HRS Connect was pretty much one of the most competitive, and also they didn't tie you into long-term contracts. So whether you're a startup business or whether you employ 50 plus consultants, HRS Connect is actually caters for all markets, and especially with the, as I say, the flexibility, LinkedIn search and social media profiles now being included. You could tell this application has been built or created by people who've clearly worked within the recruitment industry in the recent years, because they've adapted this to fit everyone's needs.